First topic is graphing a sine function with a changed midline. A very related topic is with parabolas. That plus 3 just moved everything up. What was a 0 is now a 3. What was a 1 is now a 4. Everything moved up 3. Same idea when you're looking at the graph of a sine function. Everything gets moved up 3. So at 90 degrees on the original graph, the y coordinate was 1. On the new graph, the y coordinate is 4. On the original graph, at 180 degrees, we had a 0. At 180 degrees on the new graph, we have 3. Everything gets moved up 3 units, and this middle here is called the midline, or the baseline, which is now at 3. The next topic is called the amplitude. This number here, this coefficient, is called the amplitude. What does that do? Well, a related idea with the parabola, if we look at this, if the input was 1 here on the original, we squared 1 and we got 1. On this one, we square 1 and get 1, and then we multiply by 3 to get 3. When the input is 2, we square 2 to get 4 on the original. We square 2 to get 4, and then we multiply by 3 to get 12. So each point is 3 times as far from the x-axis as it was before. The same thing applies with the sine function. If the input is 90 degrees, then the output is 1. For this one, the input is 90 degrees, the output is 1, but then we multiply by 3 to get 3, and that's called our amplitude there, the distance from the midline. And you can see for every other point on here, it's 3 times as far away from the midline as it was before. Easiest way to get this graph is to plot the peak and plot the bottom, and then your graph just goes right through those. What does that negative do? It does what you probably would guess it does. Think about what happens with the parabola. Same sort of thing happens with the sine function. Instead of going up, it goes down, and then for the second half, instead of going down, it goes up. To get this graph, I'm going to draw my baseline first in the basic shape. So it's a flipped sine. The basic shape will be that. Flip because of the negative. It's going to start here at 0 and end here at 360. This will be 180. That plus 5 is the center line, so this is going to be 5 right here. And then the amplitude is 2. So it's twice as far from the middle as it normally would be. So from 5 up 2 is 7, from 5 down 2 would be 3. So this distance here from the middle is my amplitude, which is 2. It's flipped, and the middle is here at 5, and I've got my graph. Oops, I better draw the x-axis. The x-axis would be down here, right? 7, 5, 3, 0 would be something like that. And there's my y-axis, and the graph is done. 4.